Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, Creating in the Waiting. Today we are going to be starting a new flip-flop journal. And I am working right now with Life's Ever After Bloom sets, which I will link in the description box below to create her base. But I am going to be incorporating possibly some ruby and pearl and some other digitals also. I've started some printing. So without further ado, I'm hoping I have enough printed. If not, we'll just wrap it up and cut it short. But I'm going to take my 5 envelopes and we are going to just start gluing them together. Just keeping in mind really that you want the flaps all going the same way. This is just the way that I create my base. And you're gonna want to get it kind of right up there, but leaving enough room for it to want to fold. I don't know why I'm feeling like I might struggle with this today. I'm having a hard time seeing the line of the envelope flap. And I had a base created already with a couple pages already on it, but I wanted to start a new one, so that's what I'm doing right now. After looking at the base and looking at the kit, I found just some other images that I thought might look not better, but might be more what I'm looking for the base. I don't open any of my envelopes. I feel like it makes it a little bit sturdier also by not opening the envelopes. Plus, I don't really like the way this flap would look. And then the last one, I'm actually gonna probably glue this in there. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And this one will get cut slightly so that it will fold in nicely. I glue it inside. I mean, honestly, I don't really know why I glue it inside. I could just glue it straight on down to that since I'm not using it as a pocket. Hello. And let's just fold that a little bit to where this is easier to kind of work with. Now, I'm going to want to cut that a little bit, you know, because I want this to fold in. And it's going to go like that. So we have 1 signature, 2 signatures, 3 signatures, and then we'll have the 4th on the back. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut that, and then we will start. Are y'all too close? Well, I hope not, because I'm just getting up close and personal. I have some beautiful purple lace that my friend Stacy sent me. So thankful, my friend. That's good. All right, so we're gonna take our papers. It got very cold in my house. I'm in love with this image, but I also like the depth of that purple. And I know that I'm going to put something on my cover, so I like the pops of pinks also. I'm going to skip that for right now. And what I'm going to do is come here and do this first one. And I'm thinking like maybe one of these. I'm just gonna start gluing. Really don't want to give this too much thought. Yes, I want it to look good, but I'm just gonna go with what my heart is telling me to do, which is not mess up my envelope immediately. Hyper focusing on the corners, the edges. You want to use a glue that is not going to warp your paper, and you're going to want a glue that is going to provide some substance, not substance, but some strong glue, especially if you are not sewing around your edges. I'm using Tombow. I really love Scotch Permanent. I just don't have any right now, but Tombow don't do it like Scotch Permanent does. I'll tell y'all right now. Gonna line that up the best I can, and then I will cut. I wish I could see. My main focus is gonna be this kind of corner right here. I absolutely love Misty's from Life Ever After's digitals. And I'm not saying that because, you know, we're BFFs or anything like that. I'm saying that because her work is phenomenal. You know, there aren't a lot of tall, skinny journals out there. And I didn't know her prior to her seeing me use her digital. I was sharing in a group a journal I was working on, and she was like, that's so beautiful and it's so fun. It's so neat to see my work being used. And I was like, huh? Like, it threw me for a second, because I didn't really put two and two together. I got that down pretty good. And I will be inking around the edges as well. Anyway, I was like, what did I use that was somebody else's? Oh my gosh, like, what's going on? Like, thinking just, I don't know, it's weird. Not her comment, but, you know, that I couldn't figure out what was going on. Now that's going to fold a little bit, and that's fine, just as long as I get it down pretty good. Anyway, I was like, oh my gosh, are you the digital designer? And she was like, yes. And I was like, oh, I just absolutely love your shop. Anyway, that's how I know her. Phenomenal work. Check out her digitals. I think I want to own every one of them. I have another kit of hers that I want to start working on also. And I just finished this Line Dot Arrow group, or not group, but design team project. Love those kits as well. But I had started this purple one prior, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm just not feeling the papers I have printed. I'm not ready for this, you know? I don't have a lot of purple supplies to begin with because purple is not my favorite color. It did grow on me. I like purple now. So a lot of people will be like, oh my gosh, you hate purple. And I don't dislike purple anymore, you know? Our taste changes. Our styles change. But it's not a supply that I have a lot of. Actually don't have a lot of anything right now. But it is what it is. But anyway, I just wasn't ready. Even with the digitals I had, I was like, oh gosh, it's just missing something. And I messaged Misty, and I was like, hey, you don't... And I knew that she didn't, because I had already, like, checked her shop, like, literally was, like, looking at her shop. I was like, you don't have a purple digital? And she was like, it's funny that you... And because I was like, hey, are you working on anything new? And she was like, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I'm actually sitting down working right now. And I was like, you don't have anything purple? And she was like, I actually started one, but I wasn't over the moon about it. And then she messaged, I don't know, a couple days later, after I'd already like gotten the digitals from Line Dot Arrow for the design team project and whoop-de-woo. And she was like, I did it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. Buying now. It was perfect. It was like just what I needed. Just beautiful. I love, love, love the way that she lays her pages out. Something about it. I'm very funny when it comes to images. And no, I'm not a digital mastermind by any means. We'll let the professionals do what they do. But I'm very, very funny when it comes to the images, even with the little golden books. I don't like anything childlike. I don't want any cartoony looking images, any cartoony women, cartoony butterflies. I'm just very weird. I feel like, and then look, pretty, pretty, pretty butterflies. Butterflies signify transformation. So... and I'm going to do the wraparound thingy on this. I think this journal is going to be beautiful. So what I'm going to do, and you probably cannot see everything. I'm going to slide this, but I'm going to glue this over and then cut all of that. And honestly, we are doing Savage Collage art. Lori is so wonderful. She's a mod in my group, and she just comes up with the most creative ideas. I absolutely love and adore her and her work and her creativity. She's just an amazing woman, and if you are not part of her channel, head on over there and subscribe. It's Lori J Journals or something. Oh God, I'm so bad with names, birth dates, everything. Anyway, Savage Collage Art, and we are on week 2, and it is creating a journal insert. But the way I'm kind of thinking about it is that it's a signature insert. I'm thinking of it as being like a signature wraparound, really, because you wrap it around your signature. I think I might have actually done that pretty crooked. I can't really tell. Maybe not. No, I think it's good. I do have purple thread in my sewing machine, so we might go ahead and sew around today. If pretty scared right now. I want to try to come, but it's hard for me to cut at this angle. I want to cut, well, my word, I want to cut this way. Okay, and I'm going to save that. So Savage Collage Art, we are, and you do it with an envelope, which is why I was even thinking about it. You know, I could sit here with all of my scraps today and do that. I need to come up with something for Savage Take 5 as well. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. What are we doing? Man, I'm really liking everything right now. I'm having a hard time. So sometimes it's the complete opposite, where it's like, oh, I don't like anything. Nothing is appealing to my eyes right now. Nothing that is wrong with the digital. Just it's just not coming together. But I'm liking everything I'm putting down. I'm having a hard time choosing, which that doesn't happen all the time, you know. I really feel like today is going to be a gluing and stewing and an inking and thinking kind of day. Now I'm trying to line this up, but I'm having a pretty super duper hard time right now. I'm gonna have to cut the top as well, but that's okay. I just want to make sure that I'm kind of overlapping that page a little bit, just so that, you know, when I start folding it, it's not going to shift that paper, and then that white envelope, you know, is going to show or whatever. Now I do need to cut a little bit up here, and if you can't see, I'm very sorry. I'm kind of sitting at kind of a weird little angle here. Ooh, that's beautiful. I'm in love. That looks very beautiful. And then I like to cut from the back side so I can kind of see what I'm doing. It's just easier for me. Saving all these little scrap pieces because we can definitely do something with it. I'm kind of wanting to bring in some of that, but I don't. Is this upside down? This better not be upside down. Okay, it's not. Don't really know how that would have happened. I'm gonna do this one. And honestly, I'm thinking about coming around the entire thing. Even though this is my cover, and typically I wouldn't do that. Let's try it this time. I better not mess up. You know, paper wants to be kind of weird sometimes. I'm trying not to get glue all up on that paper. And then we'll put that remaining strip there. But again, I don't know what I'm going to do on the cover yet. I have no idea. It'll come to me, I'm sure. I hope. I'm not really wanting to do a snippet. I do have an envelope mini, like one of those mini envelope thingies that we did in my group for the Savage Take 5, but that's not going to go on the cover. It'll either go on the back, or I'll cut it into snips, or I'll put in a D-stash. I just definitely don't want it on the cover. I'm trying to be mindful of putting my glue tops back on so I'm not wasting all of this glue. There's some white up here. I wouldn't typically cut it like this because I can't cut straight to save my life. Now I am going to be inking that. I'm just butting it right up against that. No, I want to overlap it some, I think, because I'm having to kind of angle it a little bit for it to, I'll cut the top. It's going down. Now, Lord only knows why I went ahead and put all my glue down. I was having too much fun putting glue on the envelope. It's not lined up, and there's not even enough. I'm gonna cut that and I'll do more glue because there's not even enough glue on that. It dried. Gonna flip that. Now I have all of these inks, but I have a hard time venturing, you know, into the other colors. Like, sometimes it's just, ooh, I don't know, it's just too much. So I'm always like, I'm just going to use Vintage Photo. We're just going to use Espresso. I feel like I'm going to pull in maybe some greens and golds in this as well. That's beautiful. Now when I start folding this, it's going to be all crunchy and stiff and... Okay, so it would probably be best to cut this with my cutting board. I didn't want to bring my cutting board out for some reason. For one, it's cutting weird. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is kind of fold how it's gonna go, hopefully. So this one's gonna go in like this, and I'm just gonna have to play with it, you know. We just glued paper onto the envelope, so it's gonna be kind of stiff. I'm trying to find the natural folds. I don't know how I feel about that. I do know that something is going to go on it. So you're not ultimately going to see too much of it. So say I put an image on it with some corrugated cardboard or just for craps and giggles. Okay, well that just fell off. Oh, I remember when I made this, actually. I was out of 3-in-1, so I was literally using glue stick just to hold it down so I could do my take 5 for that day. I mean, something big is going to go on it. So, even if it's an image. So, I think that I'm okay with that. So we have 1 signature, 2 signature, 3 signatures, the back, 4 signatures. I don't know why I wanted to be like, and 5 signatures. So what I'm going to try to do with you guys, and if it starts to be a struggle, I'm going to end it. I'm going to do just a zigzag stitch around my journal. I'm going to sew that together. The base will feel super sturdy once this part is done. So I'll be right back. I'm going to sew around my edges. Okay, guys, I sewed around the best I could. Some of it's kind of wonky. I'm okay with that. I think that the cover does look pretty. I did some zigzag and then just a kind of wonky stitch on some of these pieces, you know, like right here where they met. I feel like I don't know. We'll just kind of play with this and see. Ooh, even if right there. I do like it right there. Oh, I just don't want to cover all that. Gosh, nabbit. That'd be a cute little belly band there. I just don't want a lot right there. That's cute. I feel like it's probably going to go there. Yeah, definitely. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And we're going to glue it as a belly band. And now I'm going to start playing with my papers. Printing. Got some beautiful music sheets, some book pages. I'm gonna start printing some vellum, but I really need to figure out what I'm doing for this Savage Take 5. Beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did, please hit like, subscribe, and comment so that I know that you're here. And please find me on Facebook. Savage Art will be linked in the description box below. Create what brings your heart joy. Bye for now.